Hello, everyone. My name is Aditi, and I'm here with my two group mates today, Peter and Macune, to talk to you guys about 2C-B. So without further ado, we'll first be talking about the history, its chemical properties, and then its pharmacology. So starting off with the history, 2C-B is actually a psychedelic that was first synthesized by Alexander Shulgin in 1974. He presented it in his book, Phenethylamines I Have Known and Loved, which noted, its synthesis, its chemical properties, and its potential effects. It was first sold in the European drug markets as an MDMA replacement under various street names such as Nexus, Venus, Eros, and numerous others. It was also manufactured in a German pharmaceutical company called Dreitwell that sold 2C-B as an aphrodisiac under the name Eros. However, all these businesses were shut down as 2C-B was eventually banned in the European Union. However, it did make a comeback in 2013 through the black market, of course, as the headliner of the new phenethylamines. This was because it was the most commonly consumed psychedelic during this psychedelic influx. Both then and now, it is most commonly used at raves or in music festival settings to induce hallucinations triggered by the lights or by the lasers. It is definitely still illegal, both in the United States and in the European Union. So, about the mechanism of action, there actually hasn't been enough research that's been conducted to determine the pathway of this drug in the body. This is mostly because it's already so hard to acquire, given the restrictions, and most users would be afraid of coming forward due to the consequences. So it's been difficult to build a comprehensive profile on 2C-B at all. What we do know is that once the drug enters the body, it activates the 5-HT receptors. The 5-HT receptors, or the 5-hydroxytryptamine receptors, refer specifically to serotonin, which is located in the peripheral and central nervous system. So 2C-B specifically is a partial agonist of the 5-HT2A and 5-HT2C receptors, which means it binds to them only to partially activate them. These receptors are what regulate the hallucinogenic effect. So as 2C-B enters the system, it activates the 5-HT, allowing them to release arachidonic acid and accumulate inositol phosphate, which then induces the hallucinations. As for how 2C-B is metabolized in the body, a study was conducted on multiple mammalian hepatocytes, which yielded the closest metabolism pathway of 2C-B that can be predicted for humans. Basically, when it enters the system, 2C-B first enters the liver hepatocytes and goes through oxidative deamination and then demethylation, which results in multiple subproducts. The demethylation reaction is predicted to be catalyzed by the cytochrome P450 dependent reaction. The resulting subproducts are then excreted through the urine.
So here I'll be talking about the chemical properties of the 2C psychedelics. On the left side right here, it's just a general structure of what the 2C molecule would look like. This is classified as a phenethylamine with a primary aiming that's separated by these two carbons. It is a phenyl ring. It has two methoxy groups at position 2 and 5. And usually at this position 4 is where what makes one 2C drug unique from another 2C drug. So in this case, at position 4, there could be a chlorine, a methyl group, or an ethyl group. In our case, our 2C-B has a bromine at this position. So here's what our structure of the drug looks like. You see the bromines at position number 4, and these fancy extra carbons right here attached to the phenyl ring. The molecular weight of our molecule is 286.16 grams per moles. And here are some other interesting properties that I found online. It has 1 hydrogen bond donor, 3 hydrogen bond acceptors, and as of right now, there are no isotopes. So here I'll be talking about more the pharmacology aspects of 2C-B. Here are a bunch of effects that people usually get from getting 2C-B. I'll start with the physical effects. One of them is feeling stimulation. Stimulation in this case just means they get super energetic to the point where they start to move. So in this case, they were at a club or something, and you take this drug, they're like, oh, let's dance. Other physical effects is having increased blood pressure, heart rate, and temperature. The pupils tends to get like dilated, and sometimes they won't have an appetite to eat anything. Cognitive effects, they can put empathy, affection, or have like better like social interactions with other people. But at the same time, they can also feel anxiety or like be full alert or like wakefulness. And another cool thing is they can have like a better sense of humor. Visual effects, they can get color enhancement, depth perception distortion, drifting, not drifting as in like the car drifting, but drifting in this case. For example, let's say like you were looking at an object like a lamp, and like in reality, it should be not moving, but like if someone were to take 2C-B, the lamp would start to like morph or like have movements of the lamp, and of course, there's hallucinating. They're not like known after effects after taking this drug, but like there are a few cases where like there's been shown to have potential neurological damage. One of them is progressive encephalopathy and quadriparesis. Here we're talking about the dosage and the duration of 2C-B. There are two ways to like intake 2C-B. One would be like the oral route or insufflated. Insufflated just means like you just breathe it through your nose in like a powdered form. Here I have what's called ED50. ED50 stands for effective dosage for like 50% of the population. What effective dosage is the amount of dosage needed for like your body to like get a biological response. So for taking the oral route, you get 10 milligrams insufflated, 4 to 6 milligrams. And as you can see like on the slides, to get like a better like increasing intensity of the drug is you would intake more of the 2C-B. But like, the thing that's different between oral and insufflated is that like insufflated you just require like little amounts to like start feeling the effects compared to when you take it like through a pill. If you take it through a pill, it takes like 45 to 75 minutes for like the effects to kick in, and this will last for like 2 to 4 hours. Same thing with insufflated; you will feel it for around 2 to 3 hours, but insufflated you start feeling it more faster compared to taking to a pill. Another interesting fact I found is that the lethal dosage is not known at the moment. It's funny because the person who made this drug, Alexander, like one day he took 100 milligrams of this drug, no harm. But of course, he probably for sure felt some like the effects I said earlier, but in the end, he wasn't, hurt or like harmed after all. And that's it? Or is it? So, our third and final member, his name is Macune. He prepared a little something for you guys, so I hope you guys enjoy.
Chem 151. A botanist, I've grown the shrubs. Mycologist, their own kingdom. Organic chemist, I've known and loved. Synthesize the drugs you took in clubs. My name is Shulgin Alexander, aka psychoactive salamander. I'm the underground laptop author, the hallucinogenic godfather. I died years ago, I'm a relic. In my wake I left psychedelics for participation in our nation, a brand new type of recreation. I created ecstasy and essentially ingested all my drugs myself without dependencies, and put Western society on a spending spree. Stimulated the masses through their sensories. My ghost will haunt your local dispensary. And out of all of the drugs I created, one stood above all as my favorite. So I hope that you take it. Not ecstasy, not LSD, 2C-B, my fave, phenylethylamine. Enter my abdomen, not the cannabinoid. 2C-B, my fave, and pathogen structurally like mescaline. 2C-B, my fave, phenylethylamine. Sweet like saccharin, 2C halogen. 2C-B, my fave, and pathogen. Hello ladies, hey sexy, I'm 2C-B, you should ingest me. But first you should probably test me. With the testing kit, I remove resting face, leave a trace of love all over the place. At raves, you take me to feel a type of way, you know this. But please focus, as I have an unknown lethal dosage. You gotta test me and then see I'm clean. Structurally, I'm like mescaline, benzene with all of the best attachments, but an unknown mechanism of action. Unknowing when I am flowing. Rest assured your receptor serotonin is where I'm binding. Research is finding I increase dopamine levels in rats. They're rising. I wouldn't mind if we flirt. I'm lacking in research. No pen, I'm a straight up freestyler. My effects are like MDMA but milder. My music is beautiful, I'm new to pharmaceutics, and I'm on clinical trials for use as a therapeutic. Shulgin with safer drugs, so please don't abuse us. I'm like LSD and MDMA, but please don't confuse us. Not ecstasy, not LSD. 2C-B my fave, phenylethylamine. Enter my abdomen, not the cannabinoid. 2C-B my fave, and pathogen structurally like mescaline. 2C-B my fave, phenylethylamine. Sweet like saccharin, 2C halogen. 2C-B my fave, and pathogen. Bra bra bra.